that work? Yes, it did. Okay. Alright. Good morning, everyone. This is Buck here. I'm going to be analyzing a Czech Benoni defense that was played last night on ICC. Myself versus myself with the black pieces, I should say. My rating at the time was 1526, and my opponent's was around 1700. I will do my best to be accurate and concise with my analysis. It should be a reasonably instructive game. Here we go. My opponent starts 1, d4, knight f6, c4, e6. He replies g3, and now in most Queen's Gambit like openings, usually black ends up with a pawn on the d5 square. Which is here, obviously. So I'm not sure whether... I feel like he should have waited to see what my reply was before playing to fianchetto the bishop. Knight c3 is probably a better waiting move here, just to see what happens. Okay, so now we play c5, attacking d4, and gaining control of the center, or fighting for control of the center. This is the, again, Czech Benoni defense. So it goes d5. Get that, can't get that cursor out of there. Sorry. E takes d, c takes d, d6. Okay. So that stops the pawn advance and gains control of the e5 square. The e5 square in the Czech Benoni is very, very important. Honestly, I like him playing this defense against d4 to the dragon variation of the Sicilian, which I also play against e4. It's kind of funny. Both focus very heavily on controlling the dark squares and creating queenside pressure, as we will see in this game. Okay, so knight c3, g6, preparing to fianchetto my own bishop, and again, just have control on those dark squares. Excuse me. e4, bishop g7, this is all fairly standard. Bishop g2. Now, bishop g2, it just puts that bishop on a bad square, as you can clearly see. You know, it's blocked by the pawns. He can't readily play e5 here, because I'll just take it. And, in fact, to even play e5, he'd have to play something like bishop f4. Well, here, I'll do it this way. Let's see. Alright, okay. Here I castle, and now is a new variation. He plays bishop f4 would probably be met with knight h5, I think, or knight b. Oh no, knight b d7. There's the d6 pawn. Bishop f4, rook e8 here, probably. Yeah, bishop f4, rook e8. Needless to say, I feel the bishop would have been better placed on e2. Because then at least you have some mobility. On g2, it's just languishing. So, okay. Now, there's a caveat to this. I would say if he was to play f4 and then try for e5, that might work. But as it stands right now, that bishop is just awful. Alright, moving on. Knight ge2. Again, if he plays f4 here, he should have some good counterplay. Rook e8, bearing down on e5 square even more. He castles, and I play a6. Now, like I said, we're getting ready for a lot of queenside pressure. A reasonable reply here might have been, probably in fact was a5 or a4, excuse me. Just trying to blunt the black advance a bit. You know, a4, bishop d7. Queen b3. b5. Okay, so let's see. Let's look at this here. Okay, so we have a4, bishop d7, queen b3, b5. How does white reply? I think really he has to just kind of that was a mistake on my part. Whoops. Yeah, that loses a pawn, or that loses a pawn. Yeah, because here white can just play a takes, and if a takes, then yeah, you're losing a pawn, or you're losing a rook. So a4 there definitely helps black for the time being. Okay, so a6, he goes bishop g5, I play b5, he plays queen to c2, you know, in this position that really doesn't do much. I feel that improving the knight on e2 might have been a bit better via knight c1 to d3. Knight c1 and knight d3. It would have put more control on both the queen side and several dark squares on the king side, which again are very key in this defense. So I reply with knight b d7. He plays rook ac1. Now take a second and look at that knight on g2 or e2. The knight on e2 isn't going anywhere. even if it was to go to f4, where does it go from there? It's very poorly placed. Rook c1 was just not the right move for this situation. Again, knight c1, knight d3, get that piece more active. Even bishop h3 would have been better here. Threatening to take that knight on b7 and just yeah, getting rid of a very good knight. So black is easily ahead on space and has better squares for his pieces. Most of his pieces. The light squared bishop for black isn't great, obviously, but he can certainly improve it via a b5 or b4 push followed by a5 and then bishop a6. So improving that bishop is very easy for black to do, which we will see. Queen to a5, removing the pin on f6 and supporting queenside pressure. f4, okay, good. That's what we needed to do earlier. Create counterplay. If your opponent's attacking you on the wing, you attack on the other side. I'm attacking him on the queen side, he comes after my king. Very, very reasonable move in this situation. It should have been done earlier, but he was just a little passive, which isn't great here. Okay, b4, taking white's good knight out of its home. Knight d1. Here, transferring the knight to e3 might have been good. Again, just to help with generating kingside pressure. Again, the poor knight on e2 is just languishing. It is doing nothing. My opponent really should have improved the e2 knight, but now he's just being squeezed. So here I made a bit of a mistake. I played queen c7. I really was worried about e5 here. I didn't want to give any break to my opponent. Any sort of true break, anyways. You know, I don't want those pawns rolling down my center, so I played the queen back to a5 or c7. I should have played queen takes a2 here. Bit of a not a blunder, but a mistake. Not really happy with that, but we're all human. So let's see. Okay. Queen c7, b3. I almost want to suggest instead of b3 here, to play a3. and just kind of relieve some of the queenside pressure. Because here, or attempt to, black wouldn't take there. I think a5 is best here. But then you can just blockade by playing a4. Yeah. So a4, knight b6, b3, and that gives white a lot more leeway. As far as queenside pressure. If black develops a stark square bishop with either bishop to a6 or bishop to g4 here, I think white's okay with that. He definitely wants to encourage black to trade off his better light square bishop for the bad knight on e2. I would, if I were white, I would welcome that all day long. You're definitely better off in that situation. You know, your position here is not stellar, but it can be improved pretty simply. Knight to e3, knight fd7. So okay. I feel like in this position, black should try and build towards a c4 push now. So let's just go through a quick sample. Place there. Okay. AC8. FD1. Here black plays c4, but I mean honestly, that gives up x1 control of the d4 square, which just ridiculously improves that knight. Here you've got the c6 square is open. A lot of light square deficiencies here for white or for black. Okay, knight d4 falls prey to an ugly tactic. In fact, does that happen earlier? Yeah. Okay. d4. I'm sorry, I thought there was a tactic here where white could or black could play knight to d, either knight f d5. This here, but yeah, white just says, yeah, thanks, I'll take that. And that would be obviously a mistake. So, going back to the game here, okay, queen c7, b3, a5, going to develop the bishop to a6, and focus on c4 here. Knight b2, he wants to position the b2 knight on c4, which frankly I'm not okay with. So we're going to play a semi-prophylactic move, as Petrosian would have said, and we're going to, or Nimzovich, I'm sorry, Nimzovich. Anyway, knight b6, knight c4, bishop a6. Now, when I was playing this game and got to this position, I was like, I stopped, because I was like, oh, did I leave the a pawn hanging here? And can white take this? Take. Now I'm gonna give you guys 5 seconds here to determine what black's reply would be. Do you think he can take that? Okay. Now he can't. Bishop e2, and black is just ahead of piece here. Pretty cut and dry. Okay, so going back to the game, bishop a6, rook fe1. If you're gonna play either rook to e1 here is white, you really want to bring this c1 rook over to e1 and then play knight c3, or knight c1 and then knight to d3. White really isn't generating threats efficiently enough here to make these kinds of indecisive moves. He kind of had to stick to one plan, and I think he's gotten muddled up between the king side push and worrying about the queen side. Really, it's not a great fun position to be in as white. So I can't really blame my opponent here. But again, better was rook c to e1. Again, developing the knight to d3 eventually. Okay, so here rook fe1, knight takes c4, b takes c4, a4. Really starting to clamp down on the queen side. Again, a3 here, a3 all day. You really want to try and get that in there. You really want to try and do anything you can to lessen the pressure on the queen side. If a3, b3, b3, a3, b3. I want to say there. Probably queen d3. I think, because then you can bring your knight to you can kind of do one of these here. Alright, a3 here, b3, queen d3, and that really frees up the square for the knight. Now here, with ab8. I mean, you still have a lot of problems as white, but you really don't have much in the way of counterplay here. Knight c3. Threatening the a pawn. Oops, did not mean to do that. Okay, so for some reason my recording software decided to shut off in the middle of the recording. So we're back at this variation here. Unfortunately, I've gone ahead and I basically annotated the game going forward. So white is attacking the a pawn on a4. Black defends with queen to d7. Bishop takes knight, e4 here. Now when I looked at the analysis of this position earlier, before the recording keeled over on me, black is still ahead, but the position isn't quite as cramped as it was. Again, far from ideal, but not as bad as it was for white. Here, this quick variation continued. Bishop g7. After looking at it, I think bishop d8 and bishop a5 might have been worth considering, especially with the knight now positioned on c3, blocking that h8 a1 diagonal. That's such a monster going forward in the game. So moving ahead, we see going back to the game, we see come on, ICC. Alright, we see knight to d7. Black's preparing to gang up on the c4 pawn here. white should have considered a3. Here, a3, trying to take pressure off the off that A file. Even doubled ISO, double Brooks pawns there would have been easier to handle than connected pawns. Okay, so black plays King H1. I think he was afraid of a check on D4 with the bishop, but there's no way black would play that, because white would just take it with that terrible knight there on E2 and be very pleased having done that. Yeah, that would be a terrible mistake by black from a positional standpoint. Yeah, you don't want to touch that bishop. You don't want to trade it for that knight, especially. So here, knight b6, threatening the c4 pawn. Queen d3 defending. H6, just kicking the bishop back to a worse square. Pretty standard. Bishop goes to h4. Here, if f5, g5, and black is up a piece. So here a3, just solidifying control over the dark squares. I mean, black really has nowhere to go, or white really has nowhere to go here, unfortunately. He just has to wait and see. Here, king g1. I don't see a point in that. I think white's very white. That just signifies to me, anyways, just defeat. White's basically very confused about what to do. A better move for white. I mean, it's still far too late, but a better move would have been bishop to h3. Just developing the bishop to a semi-decent square. Here, queen to d7. Just highlighting some of the light squared weaknesses on g4 and a4. I toyed with going to queen a4, as we will see in a moment. Here white plays h3, preventing queen to g4, and preparing to play g4, pushing the g pawn forward. After looking at it, queen to g4 really isn't a large threat here. If I were black, I would be just fine with queen to a4, queen to g4. Excuse me. A better variation, or at least the less painful one, might have been rook to c2. If queen a4, knight c1. and then the knight can just... What was that? Yeah, I know. It's weird. The knight can play c4 and knight to c1 and black g3 or b3. So I opted instead after white played h3 to play rook e to b8. No, it's not. h3. Rook e to b8. Okay, I don't know why I keep snapping my position back, but basically black now intends to utilize the a pawn and crash through white's queen side, as you'll see in a moment. White plays g4. It's far too late, unfortunately. Here I wasn't sure if sorry folks, I have muscle spasms. That's the banging sound you sometimes hear. I apologize. Here I wasn't sure if I took on if I took on c4, he would retake with the rook. I actually spent several minutes of game time debating this. But as it turns out, that probably was his only move here. So bishop takes, rook takes, knight takes, queen takes. So that's a rook and a pawn for a bishop and a knight. So he would have compensation. Were not for his queen side being quite so decimated. Here black just plays b3, intending to promote one of the pawns. Preferably the a pawn, because the bishop on g7 controls the queening square a1. It might have been better for white just to let the piece let that go, not even touch the b pawn. That either b takes a or rook b4, because as you've seen the continuation, a takes b, e2, e5, but it's far too late. Nothing can be done at this point. It attempts to block off the the diagonal, but there's no stopping this. A1 queen, pinning the rook to the king. Rook takes queen, rook takes rook check, king h2, d takes e5, f takes e5, bishop takes e5 check, bishop g3. I could have taken on g3, but I felt more secure not leaving that pawn hanging on c5, so I play queen d6, queen e4. Pretty straightforward threat here. White's threatening bishop takes on e5, forking a queen and a rook. So instead, bishop takes check, knight takes, rook b3, rook takes pawn on b3, and white threw in the towel. You know, if you look, if it's kind of funny. If you look, the bishop and the knight on e2 finally got into the game, but it was unfortunately at the very end. So, if you guys take anything away from this game, especially regarding getting the pieces on good squares and fighting for space and making active moves, I really hope this helps you in your chess games as well as my own. It helps to go over these games and look at things. Please comment, like, and even subscribe if you got anything from this game analysis. As I said, I do hope this helped, and I wish you all good luck with your chess endeavors, and have a great day. Okay, thank you very much. Bye.